When I saw the Sentinel League announcement, my first thought was that Oath will work really well with this league mechanic. What's up guys, Budget here. As always, I made a twist that my budget for this build cannot be over 1 Exalted. I made several changes since the last Death's Oath build. Of course, I choose Occultist because it's the only Ascendancy in the game that synergizes really well with the chaos damage and the curse, and has inbuilt explosion that will carry the build even on tier 16 maps. The pros. Really cheap to get started. You only need one unique item to make this build work, which is the body armor. This will give us the Death Aura skill. You can't get this skill otherwise. You can easily farm currency to your next build because the entry cost of this build. You only using one button to play, which is the left click, to move your character around, so you don't have to worry about the ability spam, and you can let rest your left or right hand, depends on what your dominant hand. Because of that, you always moving, and this is almost the best defense in Path of Exile. You can do easily any side content like Blight, Alva inclusions, Expedition encounters. If you do Expedition, don't take the Immune to Curse modifier, otherwise your main source of damage is gone. In 3.18, Grinding Gear games buffed the monster's health, which is a damage boost for us, because the Profane Bloom Ascendancy node is dealing damage based on the enemy's health, so you can clear fast any tier 16 map like Crimson Temple for the Mage Blood card, which is I was doing all the time. We have inbuilt explosion, which is really satisfying to hear and see. And the most important thing about this build, it's fun. I make every league a Death Oath character, and when I need to switch to another build, I get a little sad, because this build is so much fun to play and hard to switch back. I have a few bad news. The cons. You can't just start playing this from the start. You need reach level 62 to equip the body armor, and it has high strength requirements, so you need a leveling plan for reach to this point. Luckily, I made a written leveling guide in the Path of Building under notes section, so if you need, check it out. Also, I give you a few tips for the leveling later in the video. This is not a boss killer character, so if you want to kill the new Uber bosses, this is not for you. This is only a mapper character. You can kill the map boss, but if you choose a harder map, you will struggle with that boss. On a side note, if you need a boss killer character, I put one build in the description. With that build, I cleared all of the endgame content without any issues. You can watch it after this. For mob bosses, we need to use a secondary ability to kill the boss. There is a problem with the league mechanic. If you want to use the Pandemonium Sentinel, the blue one, you will notice. The Sentinel can't activate fast because Death Aura will kill anything inside, so the Sentinel can't empower the enemies. So if you want to play this, you can only use the Stalker Sentinel, the red one. Don't even think about the Apex Sentinel, we don't want to make the bosses even harder. Your defenses is limited, so you can't face tank anything. You need to move all the time, otherwise you will die sooner than later. And if you choose a hard mob with hard mods on them, you will die no matter what. It could be a struggle, so be careful what map you run. Need to cap your chaos resistance, because the aura itself damaging us when we kill enemies, and we start taking 350 chaos damage per second. So if you have minus 60, that's converting to 560 damage per second, which will kill us under a few seconds. Luckily, the Ascendancy has inbuilt chaos resistance, and we take on the 3 the extra chaos resistance node, so it's not a big deal for us. First of all, I would like if you hit the like button like the Shaper hitting the Elder, so it can start spread to more people. Thank you! I just want to highlight a few items you need in the build. The most important piece of gear is the body armor. That's Oath unique body armor. This is the core of the build. The good thing about this build, you don't need to link this chest. Just put the super gems inside and you're good to go. You need 2 blue, 2 green and 2 red socket to able socket your best super gems. I suggest to you just buy one with the right colors. I bought mine for 40 chaos. In presence unique amulet with despair has no mana reservation if cast as an aura, so you can fit more auras in the build. We anointing Bonnerman on this. Because we're using Castic Arrow as our secondary source of damage, we need to use a 6-sling bow. You can get one for really cheap and use one single Shrieking Essence of Dread for the +2 socketed bow gems. And you done with your bow. If you get lucky, you can craft Chaos Damage Overtime Multiplier, but if you can't, don't worry about too much. On our gloves, we need a specific implicits. Chaos Damage Overtime Multiplier. I just bought the gloves with the implicits and used one single Essence of Greed for the life roll. I'm using Cyclopean Coil Unique Leather Belt for the maximum life, but if you need more resistance, you can use a rare one. Can use Despair has increased curse effect enchantment. I just bought the base and used one single Greed Essence for the life roll. The rest of the items is just a few rare items with life, attributes and resistance. We're using a signal jewel in our tree, namely Glorious Vanity Timeless Jewel, and it needs to be with this line, sacrificed in the name of Sibukwa, and you need to socket here where you see in the screen. Take this node, Divine Flesh, which is transferred from the Pain Attunement before we socketing our Timeless Jewel here. The rest of the jewels is just bunch of rare with life, damage overtime multiplier. I just want to highlight a few notables you need to take on the tree. If you need chaos resistance, you can take this node here with Oscillum and take the resistance and element protection mastery with all elemental resistance and a little bit of chaos resistance. And if you still need more chaos resistance, you can take the chaos resistance mastery here, or a secondary choice is Occultist. And in your first lab, you take Void Beacon for the more chaos damage, and nearby enemies has reduced life regeneration rate. In 3.18 there is so many monsters with high life regen, and you completely nullifying the life regen with this single node. On your second lab, you taking Withering Presence for chaos resistance, more chaos damage, and you will inflict Wither on nearby enemy. Wither is increasing the chaos damage they take by 6% per stack, and it can be stacked up to 15 times. On your third lab, you take Profane Bloom. This will give us the explosions, and it will help us with the clear. In your Uber lab, you take Malediction. You can apply an additional curse, increasing your effect of your curses, and enemies have Malediction. Malediction will increase the damage they take, and they deal 10% less damage to you. Gem and Gemling, starting with the body armor. Less duration, efficacy, swift application, concentrated effect, void manipulation, and lifestyle support. We will proccing lifestyle support with other lifestyle support alongside, with dash and with our steel skin. So when you pressing steel skin or your dash, you will see lifestyle buff, and your lifestyle buff will activating, and you will get more damage with your death aura. In our weapon, our secondary source of damage, Castic Arrow, efficacy, swift application, concentrated effect, void manipulation, and vicious projectile support. In our helmet, we're using Withering Step. When we're fighting a tougher enemy or a boss, you just press Withering Step and you will instantly applying 6 Wither stack on them. Also, you move faster, so it will help us with the clear, and we're using Despair with Blasphemy support. With this you can activate your Despair curse as an aura. This is why we're using In Presence Unique Amulet, so our aura will not reserve any mana. As you can see here, I can turn in and turn on easily. In our boots or aura setup, Malevolence, Summon Skitter bots, Purity Elements. Because our budget is low, we can use the Purity of Elements for more elemental resistance, and we're using Defiance Banner for a little bit more survivability. In our gloves, our defensive and movement skill setup, Steel Skin, Lifestyle Support, Dash, and Second Wind. I hope you enjoyed this video about Death Oath Occultist, and if you have any question, please leave a comment below. Thanks for watching guys, and see you in the next video.